Yo, 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 yo.
Yo.
Back in the building. Back on set, back on the studio, the Loose Cannons Podcast. I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons Podcast because we sit down and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture.
What else?
Politics.
What else?
Movies and TV and how they all intersect. And baby, ooh, second episode for the week.
Yo.
Man.
What we got?
The movie review.
Yeah, what we
got?
The
Hunt.
Oh.
Star Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank? Man, yo, you been bad with names today, yo. You good? Yo, oh, this movie was supposed to be released September 27th last year?
Crazy, yes.
I didn't even know until you said it. I was like, oh yeah, The Hunt's coming out.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought we. No, you know what? I think we at one point we were like, oh, in the future we'll watch that movie,
okay.
And then it got pulled.
So it was something. I think that Trump said something about it. I think.
Was that the initial? I know there was a shooting around the time.
Yeah. So I think it was possibly in August. Something happened, and that was the reason why they pulled the movie. Yep. But we finally got to see it. In March, before the next pulling of movies.
It was exciting because this is like my second experience with like a movie being pulled that I really wanted to see. What you remember? Your first?
Oh man, what's G.I. Joe?
Oh yeah, G.I.
Joe was pulled. I'll tell you why. So they did all the watches, right? They watched all them, and then they was like, everyone loved the scenes with Channing Tatum and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Yeah.
But Channing Tatum is killed off in the first 10 minutes of the original.
Get out of here.
So they were like, all right, y'all, they're going to pull it 6 weeks before. Then they pulled it. And then they filmed a whole extra hour of content with just the two of them.
Stop it.
Just so that they can beef up the movie again. And it came out, I think, a year later.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the one that Marlon is in, right?
No. No, that was the first one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It was...
what was yours?
Battle Royale. You remember that?
Oh.
I was in New York at the time, and I remember watching the news. And on the news, they were like, the only time this movie will be played, and the last time it would be played in the United States of America, it was at BAM.
Are you serious?
In Brooklyn.
I can't hear you.
At BAM.
Oh, you breaking up, brother. You breaking up.
You hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. At BAM in Brooklyn, I probably was.
Okay.
Need to stop touching the wire.
Brooklyn Academy of Music, for those of y'all.
Brooklyn Academy of Music was the only place that Battle Royale showed. One airing.
Are you serious?
They had the news outside. Everybody was talking about it. I forgot what year Battle Royale came out.
Okay.
But it wasn't too far from Columbine, I think.
Oh.
And it was like a whole thing.
You off, son.
Hold on, guys.
Technical difficulties.
Let's see. All right, so we back on. So it was like a whole thing with Battle Royale, and they were like, oh, we can't show this. It's too much violence. Kids are being violent. It was crazy. So all it did was just make me like interested.
Right.
But the one thing they didn't count on, this was not an American film, guys.
Right.
It was already out. So the only way you can get it is if you was into the Kung Fu films.
Right.
The Kung Fu film people in the mall, they had it.
Oh,
so I ran over.
You got the bootleg.
Well, it wasn't the bootleg. It's the real one.
Are you serious?
It's the real one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So I think it was VH. I think it might have been VHS at the time.
Dog.
I'm not sure.
Nah, it couldn't have been VHS.
It might have been VHS.
We wasn't in high school still, right? It was 04, maybe.
Let's see.
Oh no, I'm just saying.
Battle Royale was a while ago, dog.
Man, I gotta see. Now I'm debating.
I still love that movie.
All right. But yeah, I mean, I went to high school right down the block from BAM. So, I mean, I should have
2000, dog.
2000?
Mad young.
Yeah.
I was mad young.
I was a junior in school.
2000, I just started high school.
Really?
Yeah. God. I graduated 2004. So, I was mad young. So, I always stopped at the mall, in Green Acres Mall. I used to always stop at the cart and see what was out, blah, blah, blah. And then I got Battle Royale. And for that time, I thought I was the coolest thing. Like being able to see that, to be able to see it. But a lot of people still didn't know about it.
Right.
It's like watching Old Boy at that time.
Right, exactly.
Nobody was, unless
nobody
you
was
into it,
right.
you was into it. And then as years went by, then people were talking about it. And then when people really started talking about Battle Royale was when Hunger Games came out. And everybody was like, that movie been made. That was more Battle Royale, which is true.
Yeah,
which is true.
All right, I feel you.
Battle Royale way better.
All right, but see, now I gotta go do a rewatch.
Korean. I'm pretty sure Battle Royale is Korean.
Okay. Yes. Yeah.
Gotta be Korean.
Definitely. I mean, they got some sick movies.
Yeah.
Just don't tell Trump.
So, but I mean, Battle Royale was intense. I understand why. Like, it was very realistic.
Yeah.
This didn't have to be pulled. This was politics.
Right.
This was, we don't want to lose money on it, so we need to hold it and wait to release it.
Right. Well, what's the last movie you remember being held before we start talking about coronavirus holds?
Held?
Yeah. I'll tell you which one it is.
Which?
It just came out. Sonic.
Sonic was held?
Yeah, because people complained about how Sonic looked, so they made the guys go back and redo every Sonic? Scene.
Oh my gosh.
So it got pushed. It was
probably millions.
I think it was supposed to come out in the fall. It was probably supposed to come out at the same time that this movie came out.
Wow.
That's crazy. You get enough people complaining about how Sonic looked, like, oh, no, I'm good.
I didn't even watch it. Was it good?
I haven't watched it.
Okay.
I got it, and I still haven't watched it. So, I don't know. We'll see.
Man. All right, so The Hunt. What do you think? What's your first thoughts?
Oh, different.
Yes.
I didn't know what to expect. I mean, obviously, I told you that, like, all right, there were some actors that I was just like, oh, I know this actor, I know this actress. Yep. All right, these are probably the main characters. Yeah. And nope, nope. Yep. I got the whole Scream Part 1 all over again.
Yes.
Like I was like, Drew Barrymore. Wait, what happened?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But I mean, I didn't know what type of film because I didn't know who the director was. Didn't pay attention to who the writer was. Really didn't know the actors except for Hilary Swank. So I'm just like, she's not the type to pick a bad role.
Yeah.
Some random bad role. So I was like, all right, this sounds like it should be good. Mm-hmm. Go and check it out. The trailers were very edgy.
Yes.
So I was like, oh, I'm all for this. Mm-hmm. We'll go and check it out, and it's entertaining.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a dark comedy.
Yeah. Easily.
With violence.
Right. The utmost.
But it's supposed to be ridiculous violence all at the same time.
Yeah, it's over the top.
Absolutely.
Every scene is over the top.
It sits in the same family of Ready or Not. You remember that movie?
Yes.
It sits in that same family. I think they were coming out around the same time.
Okay.
I feel like it probably was competing studios trying to do similar, like,
themes, stuff like that. Yeah. And definitely, like, now that you said it, it was definitely a lot like Ready or Not. Okay.
Except with just a little tinge of who's doing this and who's not doing
What's
that.
the reason? Yes. Stuff like that, yeah. Nice little tweaks in it.
Still about elite ideology.
Right.
The elites is the elitists.
Problem. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I definitely see it. I definitely enjoyed it. Obviously, I wasn't out here looking for like some slam dunk acting or anything. The storyline was believable as far as you can believe with this type of story.
If you read conspiracy theories,
if
it's like they were like, you know what? If the conspiracy theory was real and people lived in this world thinking that it was real, and then we found out it was real, then this is what we would have.
Right. And I definitely like the way that they set it up as far as going back and forth. They basically throw you right in the middle of it.
Right in the middle.
It's not like it's a build up. And I love the fact that a lot of these stories take a long time to come over. Like even you said Ready or Not. Like I remember Ready or Not, and I'm thinking to myself like, all right, at what point are we going to get there?
Yeah.
And like they give you that in the middle of the story and in the back end.
That's it.
So I was just like, all right, that's good. Because you just know like, all right, this is what's happening. You're kind of at shock like with the rest of these.
Yeah.
So it's good. Had enough scenes, and the extreme acting of people reminded me of a short that we did in high school, and I was just like, this is why there's these movies. So that, something is so ridiculous that it makes sense, and I like that. I definitely enjoyed that part. What'd you think?
I enjoyed it. I don't know, like when we were sitting down, it's like, what did we just watch?
Yeah.
But that's kind of a cool feeling.
Right.
It's like, oh, and it creates conversation. But they weren't, none of the conversation, like Battle Royale and the Hunger Games are attempting to make a serious statement.
Right.
They're not attempting to make as serious of a statement. Right. They kind of just set it up and just leave it. It's just like, these are these people, these are these people. You thought they were like this. You thought this person was like that. So it's like, it's not taking itself serious at all. Right. So you're not supposed to take the movie serious at all. And I'm pretty sure there was a part in the movie, there's a rock song that plays. And I think they say something about a fairy tale in the rock song. So the song is supposed to lead you down this world and let you know, don't take this serious.
Right.
This is a fairy tale. We're making a movie, guys. Right. We're making a movie. This is not supposed for you to be political about anything. Although it's political, we're making a movie.
Right.
And it was funny, which was really fun. It was like it had some great hits, some great funny notes. And I know somebody's going to take this too serious. They're going to take it too serious. I can see Fox News lighting it up.
Like, how could they?
How could they? But the thing is, if you actually watch the movie, you don't know what side. There's no sides being taken by the writer.
Right.
At all.
It's straightforward. Yeah. It's definitely straightforward. The writer is, I forgot his name already.
One of the writers is Tom Peralta.
Who
did The Leftovers, who wrote on Lost, a number of other things. Leftovers is one of them. I really enjoyed The Leftovers.
And the other writer is the guy from Lost and whatchamacallit, right? Watchmen.
That's the director.
Okay. Yep. All right. Cool.
I forgot his name.
Yeah. But I mean, one thing that we really don't say and they really didn't take into the actual series is that it's really female led. The heroine is female. The villain is female.
10 years ago, that would have been Uma Thurman.
Right.
Definitely.
And it still would have been Hilary Swank.
You know what's funny is it? Yes. It kind of fits in a Tarantino world view.
Yeah.
Where it's like weird. It felt very Kill Bill to me.
Yes.
Where they kind of are setting up a world, even though it kind of looks like our world, feels like our world, but not really.
Right.
It's almost as if like Alex Jones was writing a fiction novel. What would he write about liberal elites?
Oh my gosh.
And it would be this.
Yeah.
But it's also, by doing that, they're making fun of the idea of how far some of these conspiracies go. Right. And then also making fun about the idea of, like, you should probably believe some of this shit because some of it really does happen.
Some of this stuff could be real.
Some of this is real. Yeah. But then it also brings the levity to the fact that it's not all of them. It's just a small group of them that are ridiculous, that are doing this thing.
There's always some truth to every joke, right?
I love that little nugget joke where they're talking about he's like the blacks and she's like African Americans.
Yeah. He's like, well, it's okay to call them blacks. It was like they say it on the NPR. It was like, who's on the NPR?
White people. But it's like it's also
poking fun at itself.
Poking fun at itself. It's like people try to take this high ground, this moral stance.
Right.
And they really don't do it themselves. Right. They're trying to not be racist, but still be very racist at the same time.
Everybody's trying to be politically correct. And this is the message I got from it. Because you especially that conversation between the husband and the wife, you get the whole people are trying to be politically correct. But at the end, you see that people are getting it wrong.
They're getting it wrong.
And that's the whole thing. It's
they pegged you wrong.
Right. Regardless of who they may think you are or the persona that you may put online.
That was the key.
Right.
All of these people were from online, their online presence.
Right.
Of what you thought they were online.
Right. And that's the whole thing. And even then it's so crazy. You get it wrong, right?
Yep.
And this person who they got may not even be the person who they were looking for.
Yep.
I told you about the about the messages I got. Where someone was looking for Little Poopy, the rapper. Lil Poopy is a rapper who's he's from the South Shore, somewhere around here. And what's the dude's name?
He was in the hospital.
He dated one of the Kardashians.
Yeah,
you know who I'm talking about.
Hannah, I was about to say Hannah Montana. French Montana.
French Montana. So French Montana is like, he's signed to his group. It's some little kid, and he had like the most terrible, but his name is the same exact name as me.
Wow.
So I got these messages like 5 years ago, and this guy was like, I hope you and your son go to jail, this, that, and the other. And I'm just, it's not me though.
It's not me.
It's not me. That's exactly what I got. Like from the end, I was just like, "That's not her though. It's not her.
No,
it's the same name. She just said it. Yeah." So I was just like, "Yes, that's exactly."
You want to kill people based off 140 characters,
right? Yeah, exactly. You know,
what are we arguing about?
Oh my gosh! But I found it so fun that they put out a message. And if you're really paying attention, it's like, one, you're either going to be entertained, or two, you're going to get the message that they're actually pushing out there. So, and it's
we're all taking ourselves way too serious.
Right. Everyone's trying to be politically correct, but at the end, she was just like, you got to be the truth. Like at the end of the day,
Oh, and she probably says the N-word.
Yeah.
And not at home.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Which
is true.
Yeah, exactly.
Politically correct people be
ready
and bombing in their rap songs all day.
Oh my gosh. But it's true.
I enjoyed it, guys. I think they should go see it.
Yeah.
It's a go see?
Yeah, it's a go see.
What'd you give it? What's the score? What's the score, Lil Poopy?
Lil Poopy. Now everyone's gonna be looking for see who Lil Poopy is. See what my name is. Yep. Yeah. I'm gonna give it 2 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Don't worry. That first long one was the half. Was the 3/4 one.
They got it.
What'd you give it?
It's a 2.
Okay.
It's a 2, but an enjoyable 2.
Right.
See, people gotta understand 2 doesn't mean it's a horrible movie.
Right.
It's just you ain't gotta run to go see it.
Right.
You could wait for Redbox.
No. Look, let me tell people, go see it because all other movies are getting pulled right now.
You're right. This may be it for you.
You should go see this.
This may be it for you.
They are pulling movies out the wazoo.
No releases.
Yeah.
No releases too.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, okay. Because every time, listen, the cinema is not always supposed to be extremely thought-provoking. It's not, everything it is built for entertainment. And entertainment takes on many forms. Right. And I want to be entertained in many different ways. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I want to just watch somebody slip and fall and laugh.
Right.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I want, a couple of dick jokes.
Yep.
And then sometimes I want to feel some emotion, and you're supposed to have all of those experiences. And this is just feeding one part of it. It's feeding one part of entertainment with some humor, and you just not knowing where this journey is going. And I enjoyed it. I give it a 2.
Okay.
Hilary Swank was last scene, really good.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Yeah. Okay.
On some Kill Bill good.
And I don't know who that chick is at all.
Neither at all.
So I'm gonna try to see who that is.
She was really good. For her to be that fit, I'm assuming she had to be like a stunt woman or something. Yeah. Okay. Because she was come on. They was getting it in.
Yeah.
That's a long fight.
And besides Hilary Swank, we had 4 actors or actresses who are known actors. And
right at the beginning, shorty.
Yeah, so go see it. Y'all tell us what y'all think.
Absolutely.
That brings us to what?
Listen, after we watch a film, we always pull out a topic and we explore that topic through film. Some of the things I wrote down: liberal elites.
Yes.
Now, this is a very strong topic because we're gonna get a little political for a second.
We ain't got nothing else to look forward to.
There is a category of people who are extremely socially liberal, where it's like, I don't care what you do in your bedroom. I don't care who you want to marry. I want to help some people, but don't touch my taxes. I am better than you. I'm smarter than you. I'm more educated, and I should probably be leading in every form of fashion because I have a degree from a very expensive institution. There is a category of those people that, even as a person who considers himself a progressive and votes Democratic all the time, like, I don't fit in that category. I don't agree with those people either.
Right.
Like, I do not. And this movie is really attacking those people. It was a particular group of people that we're talking about because these are the same people who still vote for wars,
right?
Who were still over there killing for resources, who were still willing to destroy communities,
right?
These are the people who vote for stop and frisk,
right?
It'd be like, I'm not racist. I got a black friend. I love black people. They go to all the concerts.
The ones who can't see it.
Yes. Right. But we'll vote for stop and frisk for all the people and just create this cycle of people who are hurt and going in and out of jail and all these different things. So, like, what do you think?
So it's funny that, after while you was talking, I had read an article on liberal elitists, and the thing that kept coming up is how they're not, that they want to be the creators so much, but what they normally do is hawk on what the creators create and use it as status for themselves. And they try to drive that notion that, like, because I have it, I'm part of the creation. You understand? And the thing that always shows them out is the fact that creators by nature are humble. So they want to share with the world.
Yeah.
So, but elitists want to have that as exclusivity. Like, we got it.
This is ours.
Right, because we created it.
And we deserve it.
Right.
We earned it.
It's like the idea that an artist will paint because they love painting and want their art to be shown around the world, while the elitists will want that art
in their home. Not in galleries.
Right.
Yep.
And that's the whole idea that I
want to own a piece of this.
Right. And
collectors.
And where they miss out on is the fact that when new creators emerge and the shift is happening, they have to get rid of things that they used to consider an asset or an elitist exclusive when it's not. You know what I mean? So it kind of threw me off. Where it was just like, all right, well that kind of makes sense. Yeah. Where these people don't know what creativity is, can't be original, and they are consistently amongst themselves trying to determine what that is. And because they have money, they think that they get to determine what the whole wants.
And they want to buy a piece of that. That's a really interesting thought, because it's like, I mean, growing up in New York, we obviously see it.
Right.
Like, for New York to be the melting pot, for New York to be such a beautiful place, and to have so much money, it's outrageously divided.
Right.
And not all at the same time.
Exactly.
Like, the trains are very open and everybody's on it, but everybody's not on it.
Right.
Because certain people start to get off at certain stops.
Right.
And then, or some people stay on until later stops. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's such a weird thing, and it becomes this bubble thing.
Yeah.
Where people are only around this, and then they start to be consumed with these ideas and these ideas of other people, because the judgment goes on both sides. I hate using that term, both sides, because everybody people just throw it out so much.
Right.
It's like they'll do anything, they'll say anything. It's like everything has both sides. Like there's a truth to the thing, but judgment, because that's internal, it's happening on both sides. People are misjudging people all the time based off of simple things.
Right.
Just like when we were talking in the other episode, we were talking about the young man who was cashing his settlement check.
Yes.
That judgment, you know what I mean?
Based on perception, based on what you see or what you hear, and the inability to leave that.
And no matter what you're judging somebody on, it's still wrong.
Right.
Whether it was the color of his skin, or because you thought his jeans were dirty, or you thought because he didn't speak a certain way.
Right.
Those are all still bad things. You should not be judging anybody based off of any of that. Or even if you do internally judge, you should not project that in a way that keeps that person from doing whatever it is they're trying to do. And that's what's constantly happening. The truth is, I don't care if you hate me or dislike me.
Right.
Just don't get in my way.
Right.
Don't set up laws, don't set up policies to prevent me from doing things.
I think we missed that with this movie because we see the simplicity of the main character when Dawn is asking her, like, oh, why don't they want to kill us? This, that, and the other. And she's just like, I don't care. They just want to kill me. So this is the most simplest thing. I don't need to know why they want to kill me.
Yes.
I just need to know I need to survive, everything else isn't as important.
Yes.
And I think that one of the things, going back to what you was just saying, is I think that I hate the idea of judging, period. And I mean, that even goes for good judgments.
Yes.
Because I think that just leads to bad judgments.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
It's on both sides.
Right. It doesn't matter that, okay, someone is in my good judgment. Yeah. Like, that just means that I do have some sort of bias to the bad judgment, you know?
Yeah.
It's the same thing that I say, like, when you're telling your kids like what to go and do and be when they grow up.
Yeah.
And we have this thing where, we're pushing our kids to do what's the smart thing or what's the good thing. And it's like, oh, because you're intelligent, you should go and do this. You should go and be a doctor. You should be a lawyer. And I've taken this step of not doing that.
Yes.
Because I don't want, we've had this conversation before, I don't want my son to do something he's good at. I want my son to do something that he wants to do.
There it is.
And push him into doing what he wants to do.
Yes.
I shouldn't judge him just based on his intelligence to go do the intelligent thing. Because he may hate that. No matter how good he is at it, he may hate that.
Yeah.
But because he would want to make me happy, if I'm pushing him like, oh, you should go do that. Oh, you got to accept it. Oh, you qualify.
Yes.
He may just go do it just because I want it. And that's the worst part. Yeah. It does, because you think that's a good judgment. You think that's a good push.
Yeah.
And he's going to reflect that. Oh, that's a good judgment. That's a good push. Oh, I need to do that to continue to get his grace, And if you're pushing your kid to do something that they want to do, regardless of how bad they are at it, it's their life. It's what they want to do. So I think that people should worry just as much about good judgments as they do about bad.
Real quick, because we're on this, we have to change our understanding of the term intelligence. Because as much as everybody may take education 101 or psychology 101, we forget that we exhibit intelligence in very different ways.
Right.
And it is not always about whether you can retain knowledge from reading something and you just absorb it quickly. Because anyone who's excelling in anything has an extreme level of intelligence in that thing.
Right.
When you see LeBron out there, his ability to move his body, his ability to fire off those neurons and those nerves, those what is it?
Quick switch.
To be able to move and adjust and pivot on a dime is not very easy.
Right.
The fast twitch nerves.
Right.
When you see athletes, when you see track stars moving their body that fast, it's not. There's a level of intelligence in firing off in the brain that is allowing them to do that. And when people start to experience things at a higher level outside of the general, oh, you read well, oh, you speak well, all those, when you start to delve into
musical intelligence, creative intelligence,
how much it actually goes into when a person is trying to write a song.
Right.
The amount of, just think about when a person writes an album, the amount of intelligence and all the things they had to absorb to create a double entendre or to create a metaphor, all these different things, and we don't value it the same way we value someone who wrote a novel or a play. The same thing of a person being able to multitask so much that they have a crew of 400 people and they're keeping all of the important things in their mind and being able to speak directly to you, directly to this person, direct them in this way, and come out with a movie that's an hour and a half. That is a extreme level of intelligence. Right. It's just directed in a particular way. Plus their level of reference. You don't start making films without absorbing a large amount of content, a large amount of reading in general. Right. A lot of people have read a lot of things, so you have so many frames of reference. People who design clothing, all of these different things require a certain level of intelligence. But we have such a small definition for it. Right. It's like, well, if you're intelligent, become, a doctor. Right. If you're intelligent, and because we're in the arts, if you have a conversation with most of the people in the arts, they will blow you away. Right. Their ability to carry on conversations about a number of things. Right. But you don't give them that chance because you judge them because you think, oh, that's the smart guy. Right. My doctor is the smart guy. Right. And he may know very little about much other things.
But that. Yeah. I think that like we just said, like people judge too much in general, period. Yes. Like, so for me, I feel it's a waste of time. Rather than judge someone or put labels on someone or put people in boxes, I rather find someone, get to know them, find out who they are, individualize them, and keep it at that.
Individualize them.
That's it.
Because we're constantly grouping.
Yeah. So, all right. These
red versus blue.
And I think that's one of the reasons why this judgment of intelligence is the way it is because everyone comprehends this book to mind intelligence, but they're not going to grasp someone playing an instrument and they can't harmonize or understand melody and get to understand that part, or an artist and what they see in their head and being able to put it on canvas, like that's to someone who can't relate to that, can't see that intelligence, Yeah. So, I mean, just the world we live in.
But that's why it's important for you to explore, and it's important for it to happen in school because you open these doors to these things. You open the door to understanding, music theory? Like there's something to this thing. Right. And especially because like I think especially in the arts, we have this idea like, oh, you're just born with that talent. You know what I mean? You're just born with that. But that guy, he worked hard, he's just smart, he became a doctor. No. Both things are developed. Both things get better along with time. Right. A resident is very far away from who they are as a doctor 15, 20 years later. In a
specialty field later on. Yeah.
So all of these things grow and they're all valuable. Red versus blue. It's very interesting that you have on red and I have blue. This wasn't planned, people.
Nah, it wasn't.
But that's in our society. That's where we're totally split down the middle, especially in what's going on right now. We're in the middle of an election cycle. And
hopefully we stay in that. Hopefully. I'm hearing whispers of government shutdown, but I'm not trying to make anyone nervous.
If you wanted to halt an election and stay on as president,
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You would take this opportunity to do so.
I mean, I thought I was the conspiracy theorist.
We're far away from November,
but we close enough. I'm just saying.
Oh, a primary? What? We can't primary.
No.
We can't.
There's already one place already moved the elections from April to June or July. Like some sort of elections that they're supposed to have. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't say anything.
It's a real interesting thing going on. All right, so boom, right?
Yeah.
I mean, 9/11 happened and George Bush got reelected.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Okay.
So red versus blue. There's a lot of that going on.
Right.
But there's really not that much of a difference in what we believe are ideals.
Right. I think that...
Like, there's always that misconception. If somebody said, okay, Justin, you're blue. Let's just say right now, Justin, you're a liberal. You want to take away the guns. I'm like, no, I actually don't.
Right.
Like, I actually have no problem with people who have guns. I actually don't. But I don't want crazy people having guns.
Right.
I don't want people who have proven themselves to be incapable of handling.
Right.
Because for the same reason you want the gun.
Right.
For your safety.
Right.
This also increases safety.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we don't have these conversations. We just insert here.
Right.
You blue? Okay, let's just insert what we know fits in this category.
Right.
You red? Let's just insert what we know fits in this category.
I think that's the thing. The manipulation, because as much as we're like, oh, like they want to, like, we got to fight them or we got to do this. No, the manipulation is actually thinking that there's a them and there's a us.
There's a them and there's a us.
That's it. Because now you're like, oh, but we got to stick together. No, like we're all trying to get better. Like that should be the idea.
That's it.
So we should be trying to figure out how can we all get better. If the only them that I see is people who don't want all of us to get better. You understand what I mean?
And the thing is, it's not a liberal elite thing.
Right.
It's an elite thing.
Right.
Because the elite actually don't exist in any category, really.
Right.
They just elite.
Right. How can we stay elite? It don't matter who we go to.
Because if you look at the things that people are worried about, whether you're red or blue, they come from the top down.
Right.
You get told that people want to take away your guns and your ability to defend yourself. So then you don't even think about the other things that are keeping you in danger.
Right.
You don't even think about the fact that, oh, well, if there are so many out there, then I'm in more danger than me being able to carry my arm.
The crabs in a barrel mentality.
It's all, and then on the blue side, it's like, those people, they're just religious zealots, this, that, and the third. It's like, no.
Right.
They have their beliefs, and they have the right to believe that.
Cool. Enjoy.
Let them be. And this is how they're living their life. Let them enjoy
we
that.
all got to believe the same thing.
No, we don't. And that's the beauty of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the beauty of it. And then the respect comes in. Respect the fact that I don't believe the same thing you do.
Right.
But let's not even talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about the fact that we both love the Bulls.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, we have so much more in common that we can meet and we can conversate about. I'm pretty sure there's no friend that I have that I agree with everything they do or believe.
Right.
And I shouldn't.
That's like, you're going to listen to someone who makes, let's say, you're unionized, or even if you're a doctor, you make couple $100 an hour.
Yeah.
But you think that someone who makes $10 an hour shouldn't get $15 an hour.
Crazy.
But the only reason you believe that is because you're listening to someone who makes a couple $1,000s an hour.
Telling you that.
Yeah. You're listening to someone who makes 100 times what you make.
Yes.
Telling you that someone who makes 5 times, that you make 5 times more than, shouldn't get 2 times as much.
It's crazy.
It's backwards to me. And I mean, as many times as I've continually explained this, because people are just like, oh, like if we raise the minimum wage, like what is that going to do for the people who are actually making that money, earning that money?
Your wage goes up.
Actually. Your wage goes up. That's the point.
You're limiting yourself.
Right. Exactly. You should hope that anybody below you makes more money, because that adjusts your scale.
Yes.
If someone is making $15 an hour and can make $15 an hour working in fast food instead of doing their hard job, guess what they're going to do? They're going to go there. Guess what that job now has to do? Raise their wage to get those people back.
Raise the wage.
Like, oh my gosh. Nah.
But again, one of the problems that we live in, the red versus blue, does not even exist in the real world. It exists in the virtual world that transcribes over into the real world. Because you'll have conversations with people like this, and these think pieces come out, and most of them, the only thought that goes into them is how we will manipulate our words in a way that will lead people to a different understanding.
Right.
It's manipulation pieces.
You know what's one of the craziest things, like, people don't realize? people who are saying that, we shouldn't, that they're trying to take our guns away, are not really the people who own guns. The people who are saying that they shouldn't take our guns away are the people who sell guns.
That's it.
And people don't get that. Because if it was a thing, it's just like, all right, they're going to limit my people who buy guns from 3 million to 2.5 million. I need that 500,000.
That's right.
That's the problem.
Yep.
Because they're not saying that, we're going to take your guns away. It's just that certain people shouldn't be able to buy guns. You should think about that.
Haven't we learned this lesson with cigarettes? It's the same play. No, it's the same play. When cigarettes were getting limited very early, when they were getting limited, they said they're taking away your freedom.
Right.
They always coat the language in,
right,
but it's never finished. They're taking away your freedom to kill yourself.
Right.
If you finish the sentence
to
harm yourself.
They're taking away your freedom to buy my cigarettes that I don't smoke.
That I don't smoke.
That I don't smoke.
That I don't smoke.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. You always have to assess where the information is coming from,
right,
and why are they sending the information. Doesn't mean it's always nefarious.
Right.
Sometimes it is.
Uh-huh.
And in the political climate, if it's on Facebook, it probably is nefarious.
Right.
It just is. Everybody can start a website. Everybody can say from the Center of Study for what we can put Loose Cannon Study Center. Does not mean that we experts on anything.
Right. Exactly.
But people fall for those hot button words.
All the time.
You have to assess where the information is coming from.
Individuals are smart. The herd is dumb.
Herd is dumb.
That's it. Hey, man, you heard what that other study was about? They said the cigarettes aren't bad for you.
Just like with the coronavirus situation going on. People don't know how to assess the information.
Right.
Granted, yes, the mortality rate, the flu has killed more people. Mm-hmm. Coronavirus hasn't been around that long yet. So the results are not going to be in that regard. So you have to pick which is relevant to right now.
Right.
And it seems like out of the percentage of this and out of the percentage of that, coronavirus has a higher mortality rate.
Right.
A smidgen higher.
Smidgen.
But that smidgen higher means a lot if the contraction of it is higher. So therefore, and we don't have a vaccine for it.
Right.
So if the thing that's killing all these people, we have a vaccine for, if it doesn't have a vaccine, it's automatic that you should assume that thing is very dangerous.
Right.
So it's also how you interpret language.
How you want to use that information that you're given.
But if you turn on Fox News right now,
they're
selling you the it's not even that bad.
Right.
The liberals want you. The liberals, everything. The liberals want you to believe this, but it is bad because the Chinese gave it to us.
Right.
Like they selling both things.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Crazy.
Guys, the most important thing, get out of your corner.
Right.
Whatever information you have, suss it out.
Yeah, be open.
Go through it.
Right.
Be willing to be wrong about it. Oh, I used to believe this.
Right.
I don't believe this anymore.
Right. Get as much information as you can to make a proper assessment.
Yes.
And then make a proper assessment, not a judgment.
Make a proper assessment. I used to believe Tyrese was a bad actor. I saw Baby Boy. Now he's not that bad anymore.
He's found his niche.
He's found his niche.
You're right.
You understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
I seen Baby Boy. There's things I used to believe.
Come on, Jody.
I don't believe anymore. You understand what I'm saying?
I believe you, brother. I hear you.
You have to be willing to be wrong.
Right.
That's it.
I mean,
and realize that everybody's going to be wrong.
Being right and being wrong is a waste of time at the end of the day. You know, people. Oh no!
Let's just get to the truth.
People would rather deny it to death.
They will deny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Deny.
Oh my gosh.
Deny, because that's not an indictment on your intelligence.
Right.
You just believe something.
Well, what is that famous proverb or whatever?
There's a lot of
A smart man knows what he doesn't know.
Oh, yes.
You know, you don't know everything. That's it.
Isn't there also another one that smart, something about knowing that you know nothing? What, I messed it. That's not how it goes.
It's probably the same.
I'm no Shakespeare. But there's so little that we do know.
Right.
And even the stuff that we think we know, we don't know.
Right.
Like, really factually, we think we know how things work.
Right.
We really don't know how things work. We don't know how they originated.
Right.
We've really just documented what we've observed
and
then go from there.
It is what it is.
And are we supposed to know anything? Is that the goal? Are we supposed to know anything?
That's what everyone's purpose is, to be a know-it-all.
I do know what love feels like.
Yes.
That is
amazing.
You cannot change the feeling of love and knowing what that is, and you can't describe it.
Okay, I like how you.
So the thing that you know and how it feels, you can't even describe. Right. So the things that you describe,
do you really know?
Do you really know?
Okay,
we got deep. There you go.
All right, cool.
Maybe we should change it to the Loose Cannon Study Facility for whatever. All right, y'all. Listen.
Yo.
This was The Hunt.
Yo.
Movie review.
And topic.
Hilary Swank.
Yes.
Great topics.
Yes.
You guys, you need to share this.
Please do.
Share it.
Like, share, subscribe, comment.
I'm No Justin, No Peace.
And I'm Lou Rivers.
And we are the Loose Cannons Podcast because we sit down and we fire off our opinions on today's pop culture.
What else?
Politics.
What else?
Movies and TV and how they all intersect.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for your support. Thank you for watching the show. And don't forget to hit us up on the Patreon.
Patreon episode was awesome.
It was. Go check it out. There's a clip of it. And if you want to get the rest of it, become one of our homies.
Hey.
We out.
Peace.
Peace.